First of all, can anybody hear me? Number one, I see a little sound on the meter here. Can anybody hear me? I don't even know why that's turned all the way up. Let me pull this here. Can I get some feedback? Testing, testing. So, if you can hear me, type down and let me know. Type down something in there so I can hear you. So you can hear me. So I can speak up here. Can you hear me, folks? I'm going to assume you can. Let me move this camera here. Now, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Testing. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and talk anyway and say my piece. I think it's profoundly fucked up that in this day and age, people got to constantly do the same videos over and over and over. Microphone is showing that it is working. So I did these videos, the same videos, Trayvon Martin, shit, million fucking videos, man, about people dying and shit. I stopped doing them after a while. And this is no different. Today, somebody called me to tell me about a fucking funeral for a man that shouldn't be dead. Why would I want to see a fucking funeral when I'd rather see him on court TV trying to explain how he come about a fake $20 bill? Once upon a time, a long time ago, I just got paid. I worked at McDonald's and the Bank of America cashed our checks. I went to the Bank of America, cashed my check, and I walked to the Lucky's to buy a sandwich. And they said the $20 bill I gave them was bad. I just left the bank. I go back to the bank with the $20 bill. They won't accept it. Who's to say that this person didn't get a fake $20 bill from the store he went to before he went to that store? We don't know. That's a whole different story because I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about that story. It's because it's the same old story over and over again. So these police officers will go to court and they'll find them not guilty some kind of way, or they'll find them guilty on some lesser charge and they'll be out of jail. You got all these people screaming up and down the streets, criminal justice reform. You know what I want? I want criminal justice continuity. I want criminal justice equality. In other words, let's go back to quotas. Let the police based on numbers in society. If black people make up 15% of the population, Hispanics 20%, others another percentage, and then the rest white folks. Do they consider Europeans white folks? I don't know. But this meter right here is not showing loud sound. The other meter is showing loud sound. So let me keep on talking. The people that are watching, could you please type something down here to let me know if you can hear me or not? Can you type it right there right there in the corner, right in that corner? Can you type something down for me, folks? Let me know what's going on. So let me see. Let me see how this works. Never done this before. My spelling sucks. Let me put it up there anyway. So I don't want the criminal justice system to change. I want things to stay exactly the same way they are. And I want quotas implemented. What I mean by quotas is this. If black people make up 15% of the population, so on and so forth. Say in a week's time, each officer has to pull over 100 people. If black people make up 15%, each officer pulls over 15 black people, and the rest accordingly. Period. But you have to understand something. If you tell people that they have to pull over people accordingly, it'll be like this. When I was beaten and tased, the week I was beaten and tased, I was pulled over on that block. 2 days later, I was pulled over on that block. And 3 days later, I was pulled over on the block, 2 blocks over that way. Within a week's time, well, I was pulled over 3 times by 3 different cops, issuing me the exact same ticket. That's illegal. That's illogical. So I have less than a week to fix the ticket. Period. They don't do anybody else like that. The moral of the story is this. I don't want things to change. I just want every single person to be treated exactly the same. Then, over the course of time, people's attitudes will change. Period. Don't change the way you do things, because that'll only make things softer for those who've already done hard things to those who didn't need hard things done to them. In other words, by softening the blow, that'll make the blow softer for those who don't get blowed on. Leave things the way they are and go back to quotas. If black people make up 15% of the population, they must only be 15% of the people you pull over, 15% of your stops, 15% of your arrests. And then you will find officers trying to arrest the same people, because there's only 15% of the one group of people. In each and every given town, you'll see the same people over and over. But if the law is done correctly and spread out evenly, as if you was making a sandwich and you're spreading the mayonnaise, the mustard, the peanut butter, or the jelly, you spread it out evenly. Don't change the laws for me and my people. Just implement those exact same laws on you and your people, and everything will be fine. In other words, when you snatch the black guy out the car to search your car, snatch the white man out the car to search his car. Snatch the white woman out. Snatch the white kid out of the car. Whatever you do to a black person, apply the same shit on a white person. I don't want you to change the laws. I just want you to distribute them equally. For every boot in the head, there's somebody look like you. It doesn't matter. But if you treat one person this way, you need to be consistent. We don't want change, not everybody. Some of us just want Consistency. Because if any laws are changed for the fact that white people are beating up black people, or some cops are killing black people, or training is geared for a certain group of people to be arrested, don't change those laws. Because the people that benefit will say, you're just changing the laws to benefit one group of people. Don't change the laws. Make sure they're administered evenly based on percentage of population. If black people make up 15%, you pull over 15%. Make sense? If you pull over 10 people in a day, 5 of them shouldn't be black, right? Do the percentage. 2 of them should be black. That's like, you really can't get, that's like 20% out of 10, but come on. For every 10 white people, you got to get 2 black people. Instead of every 10 black people, you get 1 white person that you let go. What I'm trying to say sounds crazy and sounds stupid. And based on the fact that people getting choked out, shot, flat out murdered, I just want the laws to be distributed equally. And I don't know if anybody can really understand that. Don't change a law because the people who don't like black people will say you're only changing laws to appease these people. Don't appease me. Don't go out and march for me. Don't go out and loot for me. Don't go out and project what you think that I might do on me. Don't use your projections to make judgments upon me. If the law says stop X, Y, and Z, you stop X, Y, and Z. Don't change what you do. Just do what you do to everybody that the law applies to. Don't stop putting boot to asses just because you're killing people like me. Start killing people like you. Just kill them at the same fucking rate. Be honest. Be real. Don't be bullshit about it. Don't change the laws to benefit me or somebody you think looks like me because it might make us feel better. Don't make me feel better. Make me feel better by treating everybody exactly the same as you treat me. Because I don't want a group of people walking around for the rest of their lives and saying everything changed, got all soft because of a group of people. Some people need a boot up their ass, but not all people need to die from that same boot. You can smack somebody around without trying to kill them. And you can try to kill somebody without killing them. But the moral of the story is this, and all I want to say is this. I'm not going to watch somebody's funeral on fucking TV, especially if I didn't know the man. Showing somebody's funeral on TV, somebody shouldn't be dead, is nothing but giving the people who love the fact that someone's suffering an opportunity to see inside someone's suffering. Look at how they're crying over this nigger. That's exactly how some people will feel. The funerals will be like, ah, ha, 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 we got one. And you know what? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see somebody's fucking funeral where they got motherfuckers singing Amazing Grace, a song written by someone who built their whole life on bringing slaves to America. Fuck Amazing Grace. Fuck criminal justice reform. We need criminal justice continuity. If you pull over 100 people, X of them should be this race, X of them should be that race, based on numbers in population. And apparently, white people make up 47% of America. But black people make up 48% of the people being pulled over in the cars. Why don't we do the math here? If you get the poorest of poorest white people, add them up, it will still equal up to more than all the black people in this country. People, can we now wake the fuck up? Can you wake up now? Can you please open your eyes and get rid of that crust and must and fuss? Wake the fuck up. We don't want things to change in this country. We want things to be distributed equally. Equal justice is the same as equal pay. Don't change the laws for me. I don't want you to. That would be stupid. That is dumb. That is what some people. Wait a minute. Let me see. That's nonsensical. I wonder if I get feedback. YouTube. So think about it. Why would we want anything to change? The worst thing we ever asked for was equal rights. If you look at how people are treated in this country, look at how white folks are treated by white folks. I don't want to be treated like that. I don't. And if you don't understand what I meant by what I just said, you better look closely. You better think close and think hard about everything you go through in life. But let me see if I can find this on here on my phone. Got my phone here, see? Is it right here? Yeah, I got that there.
Here are some matching news articles.
I didn't say iPhone, did I? I said my phone. Okay. Open my YouTube channel. Just you guys, folks. Now, I don't know. So look. I don't know. There is sound. 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 So look. I got no. It's so crazy. So let me turn this off. So like I was saying, we don't need criminal justice reform. We just need the law to be administered evenly. And see, when I tell people this, people are like, man, no. When you give somebody something, another group of people can complain about it. We have people come to our country and, we give them fast tracks. We give them loans to open businesses and they do all kind of shit. And they come up and they buy businesses in blocks. But us as Americans, we have programs that we have to find. Then we have to qualify. So in our country is built to give an immigrant a chance to come up because it's about bringing people in and bringing people up. But if the law is not administered evenly, then what is the purpose of having a law in the fucking first place? I want you to think about this. They say don't smoke. And all of a sudden, people get tickets for fucking smoking. But who gets the tickets for smoking? The casual person that walks in, look like they got $1 million, smoke the fucking cigarette, throw some money around, walk the fuck out. Or the broke down looking motherfucker who don't look like he might be able to leave a fucking tip. Could you please stop smoking, sir? We look at each other different. We think about it. We talk to each other differently. You've seen the videos on YouTube where you're a black person speaking in one language and like, hello, how can I help you? Oh, you're so crazy. What do you need? Okay, I got you. You're so funny. And then we talk to people. We mimic and fake to get along. I was watching a video where a lady found out that her mother was black, but her whole life she thought her mother was white. Her mother didn't even tell her. So it's like there's movies where growing up where people didn't even want to, acknowledge their own race and shit. I wonder what I forgot the name of the movie. It was about a little girl. She was real light skinned, and you know her mother was black. The movie starts out with the mother trying to get the daughter in school. The daughter gets into school, but then the daughter's embarrassed because the mother's black. I forget the name of the movie, but it's off the hook. But then I watch movies like Mandingo and shit. Where the black guy was all cool and shit when he was a slave, but the massa was fucking the black women, and then the white woman didn't like her man fucking the black women, so she took the man's Mandingo out for a ride. She was riding the Mandingo. She gets pregnant. Off the hook movie. But look, that's another thing. Black people have dealt with racism and boot to the ass all throughout our whole entire history. I did some bullshit math earlier because I waited. I wanted to wait the 8th day in the 49th minute, and I was going to do some old bullshit shit. I'm like, this is not about George Floyd anymore. It stopped being about him after the first night. He's just the face of this anger at this point. And 4 months from now, or right after the election, there'll be another name. And then when nothing happens, another 6 to 8 months after that, there's another name. But back in the days, like in the 1800s or 1600s, whatever the fuck, way back when, they get all the slaves and take them downtown and gather them around. And then they bring some slave in and execute him in front of everybody else to teach all the other people a lesson. Every so many months they did this. And sometimes they grab a pregnant woman and chain her leg to a horse, and then chain her other leg to another horse. And then they'd pull her apart until the baby fell out to teach black people a lesson. When video started popping up, Rodney King was a lesson. You can get your ass beat, shut the fuck up. No convictions. So on and so forth. You see, like I said, if the law is distributed equally, when these guys go to court and they see their jury will be made up of people from the street where George was killed from. But it's not like that. The jury these cops will come from a neighborhood where people like me, you, and George Floyd could not just walk through easily without being questioned and or asking, are you here to deliver something? You need to understand exactly what I'm saying. A jury of my peers would be rich white people, college educated white people, people above my pay grade. A jury of these cops' peers will probably come from all police neighborhoods. You understand what I'm saying? Therein lies the inequality. I am accused of a crime I'm placed before people that believe they are better than me. Some of these people, police officers most likely, doctors, other lawyers, people of influence, and just people who live in a better zip code will get better jurors because they will get jurors that are close to their sympathetic level. What I'm trying to say is this: when you're a poor person, you're not going to get poor people on your jury. When you're a rich person, you're not going to get poor people on your jury because poor people are not going to give a fuck about you. They will sink your ass. See what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a jury of your peers. A peer to me is somebody from my age group, somebody from my financial group. That's a peer, financial peer. Somebody who don't have $100 million, or somebody who hasn't had a life without struggle. My whole thing of doing this video is because I'm tired of doing videos for black people who fucking die who shouldn't be dead. There's no reason why anybody should be doing videos about somebody they don't know. There shouldn't be any reason why anybody would have a fascination to watch this man's fucking funeral. There shouldn't be no fascination in it unless you want to see some other group's pain. Pain traumatizes. We're traumatized because every night we got to see somebody get choked to death. And if they don't show him getting choked to death, they tell you he was choked to death. And look how they did it. That is just like in the olden days when you gathered up all the niggers and did a public killing. Just like when all the white people gathered around to feel good while they're lynching somebody black and they're pointing at the tree like, look at that boy up there. These public funerals are there to inspire and anger. And those who feel sad for watching these funerals are traumatizing themselves. Now you have feelings and emotions for someone you don't know. Feelings and emotions that will fade quickly for somebody you don't know. And all those people out there who really need help and love out there and some respect, they get the old fuck you right about now. You know why they get that old fuck you right about now? Because nobody really cares. You have a bunch of young people out there protesting and angry because they see their friends suffering. If this was a month before the election, the president would be in trouble. If it was 2 days, 3 days before the election, the president would be in deep shit. You know how much time he got left? He got a lot of time. He's got a lot of time left. People, don't be stupid. Don't have anybody change laws. You don't want nobody to change laws for us. Not for us. Don't change nothing for me. Because those people who don't like us will say, we had to change laws. Look, there's affirmative action so you can get a job. Look, we have to help you survive the streets now because you can't not get in trouble with the police without being killed. We got to help you now. Give you a black people are now the quarterbacks of real life. There's big bubble around black people. We don't want that. We don't want that. Because on a worldwide base, just say you take all the people in the world, we're not the majority on the planet. We're the minority on this continent. I don't even think we're the minority on this continent. We got to wake the fuck up. And it's not black people's responsibility to show other people their evils. In other words, if you're scared of the guy that's putting his foot in my ass, you don't want to stop him from kicking my ass because you think he might kick your ass, then why should we ever stand up for you? You're not really an ally unless you stop the motherfucker from putting the foot in my ass. I heard a long time ago, one guy was trying to fight a big guy, and the big guy was beating the shit out of him. Then the big guy turned around and started beating the shit out of some other guy. Then this big guy was beating the shit out of both these two little guys. One little guy looked at the other little guy and said, "Hey, man, we need to do something different." And the two little guys fought together to beat the big guy. They fought together to beat the big guy. They lost because the big guy had friends. And all the other small people saw those two guys go after the big guy. And when the big guy was just about to go down, the big guy's friend came in. So, can't win it alone. But all the laws will change if the laws are distributed equally. If you pull over 100 people in the United States of America, it should be based on the population. If they give police officers quotas like they say they do, it should be based on numbers of the population. So you pull over your white people at the beginning of the month, and you pull over the black people at the end of the month. It doesn't fucking matter. As long as you pull over the right amount of people, based accordingly to the population. Treat them all the same. If you put your foot in this guy's ass, then you need to put your foot in 99 more people's asses. So all the 100 people you pull over all have the same ass kicking to describe. And do it accordingly to the population. People are tired of getting their ass whooped. And then another group of people sit on the sidelines talking about, he must have done something wrong. And when the attitude is, if the police are pulling you over, it's because you've done something wrong, then fuck it. These people already have that attitude towards their own people. So they're not going to feel any different about a black person or a Mexican person or an Asian person. And in saying what I just said, if the law was distributed equally, then we wouldn't have this problem because everybody would be complaining. If the law was distributed equally, everybody would have deaths to complain about. And people wouldn't have to watch a funeral to get their willy-nillys off some fucking dude's death. A dude's death that didn't have to die. So I'm not going to watch that fucking funeral to make me angry at a group of people that I know half of them already get their ass kicked. Half of them nobody gives a fuck about. So when you hear that quote, the 99%, we are the 99%, and they are the 1%. They are not the 1%. A percentage of them is the 1%. The other 47% of them eat shit just like every fucking body else. What is the difference between a poor white man and a poor black man? A poor white man may own his home, and that black man lives in a city and spends 15 times more per day, per minute, per hour. And the black man spends his money to make it look like he has money. It's all an illusion. The white man struggling lets you know he's struggling. Smoking his meth, living in his trailer, trying to make ends meet, not giving a fuck. Fix a car when he can, go work over here when he can, do what he gotta do and keep his water running. Rolling his bowl when he got a bowl. Keeping his head above water. That's all he do. He floats. When the poor black man, the middle class black man, they struggle. They struggle to maintain an image and struggle to stay afloat. We pay for an image. Looks like it's all good in the hood. It looks good because we pay for that. You see more fancy ass clothes on poor ass niggas than you do on rich motherfuckers. That's the truth. But if for every time they whooped a black man's ass, there was 10 white man's asses they whooped, still wouldn't be right. The numbers wouldn't be evened out. It's like I told you. Don't change laws so somebody can say, I got an easier ride. Don't do that for me. Administer the laws the exact same way to every single person, every single time. And that changes everything. You don't have to worry about certain people bitching and complaining about being pulled over because everybody will be bitching and complaining about getting pulled over. I don't know how many times a person has to be stopped. I don't know how many times they make stops. But if you make 10 stops in a day, only 15 of them, I'm tripping. If you make 100 stops in a day, 10. If you only make 10 stops, only 15. What the fuck? If you make 100 stops in a day, only 15 of them should be black. You think about that. Do the math. And if you pull over more than 15 black people in a day, then that means you have to pull over that many more white people. Because the law states 15% of the people that you pull over every day must be black. So the rest of the people you pull over must be other. Let's get back to quotas, everybody. Let's get back to quotas. I know some cops out there would love to pull over a brand new Range Rover with some guy in a suit with that smug little fucking mustache and that shit-eating grin and that bullshit fucking bitch-ass beard. You want to pull that fucking guy over so bad. But you think, and then I might offend someone. I can't pull him over. Let me pull over that fucking Cadillac or the BMW. Or why don't I just pull over those Mexican guys who look like they're going to work? Or that black guy who I'm pretty sure is late for work already. And wouldn't you think a police officer would rather pull over somebody who could pay the fucking ticket? Wouldn't that be the thing to do? Pull over somebody who you know can pay the ticket. But instead, they go after people who are stupid. You know what I mean? They just go after them. I'm going to pull this guy over because he looks like he's full of shit, and I'm going to give him a fucking ticket. You know, I'm having a bad day because my girlfriend wouldn't fuck me last night. So now I got to wake up and deal with all these piece of shit motherfuckers all day who don't have licenses and don't have insurance. If I was a cop, I would look for the people who could pay the fucking bill. I would try to pull over the newer car. The car with somebody who clearly looks like they can pay for the fine because they're fucking speeding. My brother-in-law told me when he first bought his Lexus that Lexus drivers were given the go-ahead to speed because the cars are so luxurious and smooth, you don't know how fast you're going. They put a fucking tachometer, speedometer in the fucking car. How the fuck you don't know how fast you're going? I don't know. I'm just so pissed off because all I see shown on TV, hurt, despair, and pain. Period. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody wants to see an obvious group of people who are not black breaking windows. But let me tell you something. Once the window is broken, let me tell you something else. Let me tell you how black people think. Some black people think like this. I didn't break the window. I didn't break the window. But me, the person I am, I'll be like, did you go in the store? And then the other person would be like, I didn't break the window, but I went in the store to make sure my cousin wasn't in there. That's how they get caught in court. Somebody broke the window, jumped in, grabbed a pair of shoes. 50 people jump in the store, and that first person, he's already thrown his pair of shoes on the ground. He jumped in, grabbed a box, and threw it on the ground. Next thing you know, 915 million dumbass people of color follow this motherfucker into the store. They won't catch that person. They gonna get all them motherfuckers who can't fix their mask. Fucking looting for nothing. Afrolicious motherfucker. So I get the blowout kit next week. I'm coming all the way back 1962, bitches. So we go through all this stuff. We get traumatized. We've been watching a man be murdered over and over and over for the last 10 days. Before that, we got to watch a man get murdered over and over and over and over and over for a week and a half. But he had been murdered in February. So we had to have a fresh murder to teach us all a lesson again. We can't teach a group of people to treat us any different, but we can ask them to do one thing. Treat them the same as they treat us. If a police officer beats the shit out of one of us, the police officer should beat the shit out of one of them. What's the difference between us and them? There is no difference. But because they have labels on us, like black man, Mexican, European. Wait, do they call white people European? Or do they just say Bostonian or wherever the fuck the white person is from? But even if a black guy was from Boston, he wouldn't be a Bostonian, he'd be a black man. Whatever. What I want to say is this. If the laws were distributed equally based on numbers and population, we wouldn't have this problem at all. So I just want to give my condolences to America. Period. America is sucking wind right now. We got football players talking about people kneeling for the flag. I already told you how I feel about, Amazing Grace. How you think I feel about the national anthem when America the Beautiful should be our national anthem? Yearlings and slaves. Remember that shit. So I just want you to know, people, that I've been called a lot of names. But I've only had one bad feeling. And that bad feeling looks like that. That's how you look when you look at somebody and they've just said some fucked up shit to you. And you say to yourself, I'm still handsome. Fuck everybody. Motherfuckers can kiss my goddamn ass. Stupid motherfuckers. And then you smoke a joint and pour your drink, fade away. Ooh. But that still doesn't stop every day. Every day people go through bullshit because of prejudice that are built in our systems. I look at black people sometimes and I think, why the fuck are they acting like that? But I know they don't act like that. There's just something about us that creates a hate. And this hate is created and it's through everything. It's permeating everywhere. It's in commercials. It's in songs. It's in scripts when people write their movies. Hate is everywhere. Hate is a black joke that doesn't have a punchline that's funny. But you still want to tell that joke in front of black people just to see the look on their face. Hate is walking away when you hear somebody say negative things to somebody else, regardless of what color they are. That's a form of racism, form of sexism. It's just all hate. I could dislike you for things you've done to me, but I can never dislike you for anything you've done for me. So where's the hate? The hate is a construct built within our minds to keep us separated. Because together we can stop, build, control, defeat anything that comes in our way. But apart, we fall apart and fail and die. Somebody once gave me a yin yang symbol. I can't find it right now. Where you see the black dot with the white spot with the black dot in a twirl. And he asked me what it meant. And I said that the center of each universe is the opposite. If you think white people control black hate, you're wrong. If you think black people control white hate, you're wrong. Because hate itself is a power that can only be defeated by love and respect. A basic respect for humans. We are not different if my parts fit in your body. We're not different if your parts fit in my body. If you can give me a kidney, then what can stop us from giving each other a hand up? The problem is this. The things that we have been taught in the past don't work in the future. You cannot force a group of people to build you a civilization. And once they do build you a civilization, you must have enough humanity in mankind to open it up for all mankind. Ill-begotten treasures bore rotten fruit. You can have it all given to you, but if you don't earn it, you can't keep it. If you did not build it, you cannot maintain it. If it was not made in your image, it shall die in your image. This society was built on a whole bunch of crooked beliefs that got nobody nowhere. And all that happened is a group of people found immortality with dreams of immortality. The realization that you are a part of me and I'm a part of you is your fear. The main fear is that I will treat you like you've treated me. The fear of retribution. I don't have that fear because I haven't done anything wrong to anybody. But I can also say this. If I treat you like you treat me, you will be a better person. You may not understand that. But in 400 or 500 years of me treating you like you treat me, you will understand. An understanding that you will never ever feel and no one ever can teach you. You will be alone with inside yourself in a room full of people. You'll walk through a landmine not knowing which person will blow up. See, when I walk through a store, someone thinks I'm stealing something. Or I might try to steal something. But when your people walk through the store, a lot of people don't look at all. That's why when your people walk through the stores with guns and kill people, the police find them and take them to jail. Someone can accuse me of having a gun, and I can be murdered and not make it to jail. Someone like me can be accused of raping somebody and be lynched on that street that same day. Somebody like you may rape somebody, and that person be told that they're lying because they just want to make you look bad. I once was close to being placed on a jury. I had made jokes in the hallway. I said, the defendant's black. I'll never be on this jury. And everybody laughed. They knew it. I'm about to tell white people something that they don't know. White folks, when it comes to crime and a black person did it, if a black person is on his jury, this motherfucker is not going to see the light of day We are not like you. Group of white people blow up a church. They're found not guilty. All white juror. When a black person does a crime, they try to keep black people off the jury. As if we are going to allow somebody to go. If a black person does a crime, that black person looks like me. If I'm on the jury and a black person does a crime, he, she, whatever, they're not going home. But it is known throughout history when white people do crimes, white juries let them off. People have been watching my show for a little bit. And now they're going to get to the crux. Don't change the laws for me. Implement the laws the same to everybody. If I'm accused of doing anything in the county I am in, they will throw 50 million charges at me, knowing 25 million of these charges don't have a chance. Another 15 million you can just throw out the window. They got me on one charge, maybe. Now, when a police officer gets busted, they don't have a police officer on 50 charges. When they got one of us people on the street busted, we get everything they could throw at us. I got pulled over in my car for not driving a certain way. I was charged with child endangerment, reckless driving, impeding the law, and they had like 8 charges against me because, I gave her hand signals. I couldn't understand your hand signals. I'm going, turn left. I used my hand signals and I used the blinkers. I drove slower than OJ. I'm driving, doing crazy shit, all this, or whatever. No, I didn't stop when they told me to stop. I went home. I stopped in my dry fucking way. I'm less than a mile from home. You think I'm going to stop somewhere where you can take my car, my future, and my child? You got me fucked wrong. But these officers, they got one fucking charge against them. If I was in a gang fight or in a regular street fight and I choked somebody to death with my foot and somebody had it on video, I just had my foot on this guy's neck like, motherfucker, whatever. I would be charged with, okay, I held him down. That's false imprisonment. Put my foot on his throat. That's strangulation. Killed him. That's murder. Screamed at him while we're fighting. That's murder with special circumstances based on what I said. You can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. If you do not distribute the law equally, people will go fucking crazy. I got to stop talking because I got like 30 more seconds left. Rest in peace, George Floyd. You shouldn't have had to die like this. You went in the store, didn't know you had a fake 20, or you did know you had a fake 20, regardless of what the fuck it was. There was no judge on the street to sentence you to death. You were sentenced to death by an officer who thought he was Judge Dredd. I'm sorry. I'm not a cop. I'm not law enforcement. But I'm sorry you had to go out like that. But if the law is distributed equally, you will have your justice. We don't want laws to change for us. We want the laws to be distributed equally amongst all of us. I once said that how far can we go dividing people? What if I asked for certain rights? Rights as a black person. What if I was gay? Okay, rights as a black person, that's gay. What if I'm Jewish? Okay, I want special laws because I'm black, gay, and Jewish. Oh, well, what if I'm handicapped? Then I need special laws because I'm black, gay, Jewish, and handicapped. Well, I'm also a senior citizen. What if I need special laws because I'm black, gay, handicapped, senior citizen? Or Mexican? Or Chinese? Or, oh, I'm a lesbian, left footed soccer player? Doesn't fucking matter. We're all human beings. There should be one set of laws, and those laws should be applied equally. I'm no better than you. You are no better than her. She's no better than him. She's no better than her, him. He's no better than he, she. Whatever the fuck a person wants to be in the society in which we live in, there shouldn't be laws to specialize people. There shouldn't be laws based on a person's feelings. All the laws that have been adapted by this country should be placed upon every citizen equally, based upon how many people are in the population. So if you want population control, this is how you control the population. Let me say that again. This is how you control the population, by distributing the laws of the land equally to all peoples of the country. Because we, as a people, don't want any group of people saying that this group of people gave that group of people something. Now I need something in return. Haven't you had it long enough?